Hi, I'm Meli and this is Our Little Life School. So if you've clicked on this video, you are interested in enrolling your child into a form of schooling other than mainstream. And by mainstream, I mean private or public school environment. If you are taking control of your child's education by either enrolling them in distance education, home education, or creating an entirely new curriculum all to yourself, then that is your decision. But there are a few things that you might need to be aware of first. So one of the first things that I can say to you is to go and find somewhere nice and quiet, bring a cup of tea or a coffee, piece of paper and a pen, and take a deep breath. It is going to be okay. So one of the first things I want to read out to you is something that I actually got from the Australian Human Rights Association. And this is a little picture that actually is on their website, and I'm going to read something out to you. It says, "Everyone has the right to education. Education shall be free, at least in the elementary and fundamental stages." Now this is the most important part that I have found. Parents have a prior right to choose the kind of education that shall be given to their children. And this is something that is from the Human Rights website. So one of the most important things I found out about that is that you have the choice of what to do about your children's education. If you have found that sending your child to the mainstreams, to any mainstream school, whether you have just stuck with one school or if you have gone for many schools in your area and you have found that they are just not the right situation for your child, then you have the choice to remove them from that situation and find something better. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of options for you to take from here. One is called distance education. So distance education is a form of education that is given mostly to children that are in rural areas or that have a disability or an illness, and it prevents them from going to school. Another option is for you to choose home education. Now with home education, first you would have to become a registered home educator with your state's home education unit. Normally within the government of your state, there is a separate unit which is dedicated towards the education of children. And in that particular department, there would be a home education unit, which means you would have to register your child and yourself as a home educated child. So that makes sure that the government still knows that your child is being educated and has the same rights as every other child in the state. There is another option as well, it's called unschooling. With this option, it is mostly a child-led curriculum where you follow the child's interests, you give them the opportunity to become aware of situations or things in their life where children are allowed to follow their interests and help to guide them through their education by centering it around certain interests in their life. It's just a different way of educating, and it works for some people and it doesn't work for others, but you can say that about any type of education situation. So as you are beginning your own homeschooling journey, first you need to have a look at yourself, your lifestyle, just to see if this is something that you are going to be able to do. And in a future video, I will talk a little bit more about what it is like to be a home educator from a parent's point of view. But for now, let's talk about your child. So first things first is that your child will be at home. That's the whole premise of home educating. The thing is that you are able to either teach them yourself, or you are allowed to hire a tutor or enroll them in particular classes that are outside of the home. One of the best ways to find out what you can actually do is to look up the legalities from your home education unit. They usually do have quite a lot of information on their website to tell you what is allowed and what isn't. Another great source of inspiration is to look around YouTube. There are many people around the world who are homeschooling, and they have created an amazing life for themselves. But remember is that everybody's life is different and everybody's schooling is different. So what might work for some people might not work for you. So as you go ahead with your homeschooling, there are many options available to you. First things first is do a bit of research. The more research you do, it can seem like you're getting a little bit too overwhelmed, but break it down into steps. The first thing you need to do is look at your lifestyle. Figure out what you want to do, because it will affect your work, it will affect your whole life. It really depends on you and your life and your family if you think this is going to be the best option for your children, then I'll see you in a future video.